Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigil here, welcome back to our video. So the new update is live since yesterday, but I didn't make a video on it straight away because there's honestly not much to talk about except for the Soul Raid currently. They didn't introduce the new character yet, we don't have League Invasions active yet to test the changes. People have not been reporting terribly many bugs since this update. But yeah, if you experience bugs, please drop them in the comments. But please, don't jump the gun on it, because when I read the patch notes, keep in mind the game was live. The game was not updated at that point. They released the patch notes like 12 hours before the update. But when I made the video on the patch notes, some dude was in the comment like, oh, they nerfed Beast Boy, Puppet no longer work on him. Also, League of Anarchy damage seems kind of low. My brother in Christ, they have not updated the game at that point. It was the same game you have played yesterday. We're just waiting for an excuse to complain at that point. Like, please don't jump the gun on that, but let me know. Another very good thing that we get over here. I mean, I don't know if it's very good. We will know once we get our hands on this. Is that we get the uh, Kamidogu dagger, which is gonna give you damage on your basic hits up to 1000%, kind of how the Manta passive works. And I think this will be a pretty interesting, if not pretty good, artifact to play around with, and I can't wait to get my hands on this. And by far, it seemed to be the more interesting artifact out of them all. That's Sub-Zero final boss, a Raiden final boss, a Sir Banshee final boss, and a Dark Side final boss. Okay, so let's start going here. How about I don't? First of all, I'm gonna play King of Land Sakomen. This is most likely what a lot of people are gonna run through this with. The third character doesn't matter, we can leave Groden there. So let's vibe check, because I don't know how much damage I do without artifacts, and I don't want to fail to kill all the way to the first tier. I think he has no gears since the video where we did the no gears challenge, so it's gonna be a bit awkward. Be right back. Okay, so for the first fight, we're just gonna run King with Dark Malachars to get a grasp of how overkill this is, and then if I kill something in a couple of seconds, which is something that's most likely gonna happen, we're gonna unequip the artifact for further fights. So let's get this going. Back off, buddy. Oh boy, it's gonna be crazy annoying because this is normal difficulty. And if you guys don't know, normal difficulty solo raid bosses follow different rules compared to other difficulty solo raid bosses. Like, they will feel comfortable in different situations to use specials. Like in heroics, for example, you're gonna have a character that you're fighting against, and that character would be like, I need to at least try to do 2 to 3 tap attacks against the enemy, or be after jump attack animation, or be far away from the enemy to use a special. And there's some rules you can follow to kind of exploit the enemy AI behavior because of that. In normal difficulty, it doesn't work, they just do random shit. And that sucks. I don't know why this is in the game. I mean, I haven't seen this so far here, but we haven't really gotten the chance. And we're gonna see how that goes. Also, I'm gonna try on the main account to like play the fights like a normal person in order. And on the secondary account, we're gonna skip the main bosses and just play the sub bosses, so we get to see more of the soul raid earlier. Yeah, that random jump attack would not happen in heroic. That would happen. The back off into a jump attack is something normal. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, that would not happen. That random special he threw there would not happen in higher difficulties. And it's dumb because this is harder to play against. Why is this in the game? Why? I keep asking myself for years since they introduced Sora. Why? Why do we have this garbage ass normal AI, and then it's the better one in heroics? Why do, and this sucks for new players, because what they're gonna do is play normal difficulty. Most likely they're gonna play normal difficulty in every single goddamn soul raid until they get a roster. Maybe they literally play every single soul raid until they manage to complete one. and they're gonna get used to play against normal difficulty, and then when they move to heroic, they realize everything has been a lie, and this is just the garbage we're gonna deal with for a short period of time. Sorry for ranting, but I kind of do this every single time a new story gets released, because I just don't get why. I don't understand what the point of this is. But yeah, those guys are not really worth worrying about. So on the first tier, the sub-bosses, I read their descriptions earlier, and they don't really do anything too important. Like, let's take a look. Let's take a look together here. What does something do? He's got fortified, and he's got damage cap. Damage cap is only gonna be relevant. I mean, it's gonna be relevant here too, because you're gonna kill him a bit slower, and he's got fortified, but shouldn't impact the gameplay too much. Scorching and Iron Skin should not impact the gameplay too much. Focus and Serrated, and now we have Disable Healing and Power Fluctuation. Again, should not affect the gameplay at all. And I'm glad, because this is the first tier of bosses. This is what new players are dealing with, and we don't want them having a frustrating experience. So I like all the sub-bosses here. They're all great. I'm not sure in terms of the choice of character with Robin King, to be fair. This can be a bit annoying to fight, but it's fine overall. Okay, that's over too. Now let's see what Darkseid does exactly. Hopefully it's not too hard, because first of all it's a Darkseid, so that's a pretty rough tier 1 boss to deal with for new players. Okay, so Darkseid attacks out heroes on successful special attacks. What do you mean by successful special attacks? Unblocked successful special attacks, or just special attacks in general? When every hero is tagged out by boss at least one time, Darkseid gets special buff damage. Okay, so after he does this to every single hero in your party, he's gonna get a little bit of a damage buff. If hero is force tag out 3 times, if hero is force tagged out 3 times, this hero receives permanent damage buff. So you get the damage buff if you get tagged out 3 times? Your super move dispel all current debuffs on Darkseids. What do you mean it dispels all current... Oh, current buffs, not debuffs, my bad. In performing 3 of them disables Darkseid tag out ability. Darkseid starts the battle with additional power bars and can't be power drained. Okay, so this boss is gonna be the absolute hardest boss in normal difficulty, because he randomly uses specials. In every single other difficulty, you're just gonna be able to either lock him into an infinite combo, or you're gonna be able to combo interrupt him, and he's just never gonna use specials. It's as simple as that. Yeah, I think this time is fine. Did I drop an artifact? No, let's not drop an artifact. Watch me fail to kill him here. Watch me fail to kill him, because I refuse to drop an artifact on King. Does Grodd have the gears equipped? I don't know what characters I have gears and I don't have gears on, because of that dumb challenge I did. But yeah, Grodd looks like he's got gears on, so that's great. Okay, let's... It doesn't have the Parademon summon, that's great. I take that as a big win. That's annoying. Come on, use specials. Dr. Fate tank this. Thank you. Use... Okay, let's let him power generate a bit. Yeah, I'm killing him too fast. It's a little bit of a problem. Come on, buddy. Use a special. Use specials. Come on. Come on. Come on, I want to see... Okay, he doesn't tag you out if you block them. Okay, now let's try an unblocked one. And there we go, it's tagged out. Bro, that tag... Why? It doesn't even do the tag out animation, they just disappear in the void. But yeah, I kinda got all I needed to learn from this boss. It's not gonna be the hardest on normal difficulty either, and it's gonna be very easy moving forward from normal difficulty, because you're either gonna do an infinite combo on him and he's never gonna use specials, or you're gonna combo interrupt him, or none of them, you just block because it doesn't tag you out when you block. I like this. If it tagged me out when I blocked the special, I wouldn't like this because it felt unfair. Now it's only gonna be a mechanic that punishes you for a mistake because your dumbass forgot to block the ability. But yeah. We're gonna do one more fight before we take a look at the reward. No point in going there now. Let's see what's up in the next tier of bosses. Okay, so we got Catwoman. Unflinching and Iris Scan, yep, irrelevant. Those buffs are irrelevant. Heavy Hitter Overcharge, this is irrelevant, but what matters if she have a super shield? Because if she does have a super shield, she might be quite annoying to deal with. If she doesn't have a super shields, then it's fine. Cheetah, those buffs don't matter. Insulated, cannot disable abilities. I guess that's gonna make Puppet usage a bit harder against her. Puppet Artifact, and she's gonna cause Power Drain. Okay, nothing too much to worry about. What I want to try and see is if she's got a shield. And in case she does, let's just drop a Batman the John in here. I'm not gonna bother setting up a proper team for her, because she's more than strong enough to kill this without a team. But I want to see if we got a reflective shield here, and if we got one. I don't want the headache to dealing with it. So I will deal with it on the secondary account, because it might be worth showcasing. Okay, she doesn't have the special one. I know why it's locked though, because with other bosses, like this exact boss is Narar Soul Raid, and they don't want her to have the reflective shield, right? They just remove it from the character. Now she's got the special lock on that instead. A little bit of a bug with the Batman the Drowned hazard animation there. That definitely looked weird. Looked like it had a lot less particles and animation to it. And honestly, I'm all for it if it solves the problem of people lagging when they do it, because some people still have problems with lagging when Batman the Drowned hazard triggers. So if I see less pretty colors on my screen but other people don't have crippling lag, then I call that a win, honestly. Yeah, let's take a look at the rewards for those low times. Okay, here we are. We get Multiverse Green Arrow and Amulet of Tech. I mean, at this point, any gold character is useless for me. This guy is not the worst drop, and the Amulet of Tech is garbage, obviously. But yeah, let's move on to the secondary accounts. Okay, now let's get going on the secondary account. We're gonna first up fight boss something. I'm not holding back at this point. I mean, I have just Dark Malcards and Fatherbox, but we're gonna go through those fights a bit faster. And we're gonna take a look at, I guess, more bosses from the second tier, because I'm gonna have 2 attack spots. Because I'm not gonna go ahead and fight Darkseid here, because of previously mentioned reasons. And yeah, you don't actually need to kill the boss of a tier to advance. You only need to kill everything if you want to get to the 5th tier. But if you wanted to advance to the next tier, you can just kill the sub-bosses. You need 4 bosses down to advance to each next tier, so don't really feel obligated to kill a boss if you get stuck somewhere. All you have to do is just kill the sub-bosses. And let's say Darkseid is, for some reason, is just an example, I don't think he's hard, but let's say Darkseid, for example, is too hard for you. You just skip Darkseid and move on to the next tier of sub-bosses. I mean, getting the gems and the character if you're a new player would obviously be very helpful, but it's better to advance than be stuck there forever. Oh, I thought that special one would kill him. A little bit more work needs to be done here. By the way, Dr. Fate is teleporting like this because he's got an artifact as well. It's Firebox, the free one from the Dawn of Apocalypse. But yeah, let's skip to the next fight. We got a Robin King fight here with the exact same setup. Okay, let's move on. We got Batman the Drowned here. Of course, the random special one. Normally, on heroic difficulties, after a swipe that you block, the enemy will absolutely never use a special, by the way. But yeah, let's move on. Funny enough, I think Enchantress will be the most problematic boss in this tier. But here it's irrelevant because she's got so little health. Like, as you advance in the heroic tiers, the difference in healths between the bosses is gonna get boiled down a lot, so it's gonna be less relevant. But here we have a 400k fight. Okay, we might as well get this over with. But she has an annoying AI, and she's got an armor pierce special too. So be mindful of that. She might nuke something in your team if you're not careful. But other than that, my boy Dr. Fate could kill her alone.
For now, you're screwed.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's move on. And I guess we can fight Catwoman because she's got the highest amount of health out of all of them. Can also be somewhat annoying, I guess. But yeah, so far, other than Darkseid, the other bosses should not be a problem. And if they are a problem for you, that problem should be fixed by playing better or more carefully. Because there's not much in terms of mechanics you should be mindful of and play around. It's just play decently and you should not have a problem here. Okay, let's back up a bit. Yeah, on heroics, by the way, after they jump attack and you block the jump attack, there's a high chance they do a special. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this soul raid, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!